Welcome back to the DNX show, and today we're going to be talking all about the Ironman National. All right, Doc, there is a lot to talk about that happened at Ironman, and I think the big first main one is the gate, with Jett Lawrence. I can't believe AMA gave him a 1-lap penalty. Insane. And now, it is in the rule book. It's black and white in the rule book. However, it says may get a penalty of 1 lap. And I think the key word there is may, because it's up to their discretion. I don't think Jett got a boost out of that. He was already dead last, basically.
He was last.
So,
he was last. I don't know. I've been watching moto and supercross for 20 years, dude. You know how many people I've seen stick their front end in the gate? Nobody's ever got a penalty. I don't know. Listen, I am not a Jett Glazer whatsoever. However, when he went over the ruts in that one,
dude, that was so sick.
That was worth a little bit of glaze, brother, a little bit. But I'm absolutely not a Jett Glazer. Yeah, that one of, if not the worst calls I've ever seen.
Yeah, I actually have to agree with you. I personally don't like it. I don't like how it's a 1-lap penalty, and especially if the penalty says may in there, I feel that they could possibly change it up a little bit, where it's all right, he's not going to get a penalty because he was basically dead last and he didn't get a jump on everybody, right? And I do understand that. I do understand that when he came out of the gate, he was ahead of everybody for a split second. I mean, a split second. And then everybody passed him because he stuttered. I don't know if you noticed it. He hit the gate. And I think what happened, I don't know this 100%, but I think what happened is he hit the gate, right? And then the gate pushed forward, and he was probably thinking oh, I got to back up, and then let go of the brakes, right? And so it jumped him. You know what I mean? And then and then everybody went. The gate dropped and everybody went, right? So it's I don't know, man.
You're telling me every single time someone gets stuck in the gate, they put them a lap down? No.
It's not necessarily that they get stuck in the gate. It's if they jump the gate and they get an advantage, right?
Okay.
I'm just saying that's what did it. That's what the rule is.
I understand. I mean, he was P40 going to the corner. I don't understand. I guess, okay, I understand Buddy wheelies over the gate. I've seen that in some just random AMS clips where the guy will roll back and wheelie over the gate and do some goofy thing to get his C-class trophy. I don't know. But this wasn't that. I feel he stuck the gate, rolled back, and then as he was rolling back, the gate dropped, and so he went forward.
I think this needs to be changed. Now, when was the last time this actually happened, right? I don't remember the last time. The last time I think happened was, I don't quote me on this, but I saw a clip of J-Law doing it at Hangtown, but that was 15, 20 years ago, right? And a long time ago, right? However, I think that it shouldn't be a lap. Now, will we see this again? Maybe not, right? But what if we do a time penalty? Now, I saw a lot of people saying that we wouldn't necessarily want to do that because then they could just play with it. They could play with the advantage of the time. But I think in Jett's mind right there, he didn't think about he was going to get a penalty, right? Because he went from 23rd to 3rd, right? And battled for chase for second, right? So in his mind, he's not thinking, oh, I'm going to get a penalty, so I got to go to the front so I can lap everybody, right? If you have a time penalty, I think it just works out better because you already know, take for Jett example, you already know he's going to be top 3 and you know he's going to have a big gap. But even at the end of that race, he only had I think a 5 to 10 second gap on, I think it was RJ in 4th. So he would have lost maybe a couple spots, right? So I think they need to incorporate some time penalties instead of a lap penalty or anything, even cutting the track, because I've seen a couple clips of Deegan after the start sweeping, cutting the track, going outside of the track markers. I saw the clip. I'm not saying he got an advantage from it, but that could be a time penalty, right? and like you got a 5 second, but like something similar to say F1. And I know we're kind of comparing, which it can't really compare the two, but I don't know. That's just my takeaway from it.
I don't know. I think unless they like gain a clear advantage, which I would say the only way I would count it as an advantage would be like they get the whole shot by jumping the gate.
Or like or like 1 to 2 bike links on everybody.
Right.
He
like,
was maybe a half a tire on everybody, dude.
But not even, right? And then he was P40. I don't know. I think it was stupid.
Yeah, that I definitely agree that he shouldn't have got a penalty. It kind of made his first moto mean nothing.
Yeah,
in a way. Like all that hard work that he just did to go to third, battle with Chase, which is another thing that we got to talk about here in a second. But battle with Chase and like all of that effort was basically pointless. Like, and that's just for him, that's frustrating. He didn't lose a lot of points to the championship, thankfully. Like, could you imagine though, like that penalty put him like you switched the whole entire championship, like flipped the whole entire championship on its head with 2 races to go. Like, could you imagine Tomac then took over the points lead by say 15 because of Moto 1? Like, that would be so stupid.
Crazy call. I don't think there's a single person in the world that agrees with that call, and it just seems so necessary. I don't know.
Yeah, I think they need to do a little bit better with the May. That's, I mean, I know it's up to their discretion, but come on, guys, he didn't get an advantage. I think everybody would kind of agree with us on that. Like, maybe even not even like lovers, you know, Glazers, but yeah. For the 250s though, before we get into the battle with Jett and Chase in Moto 1, we'll do that in like the surprise area because that battle was insane. But for the 250 takeaways, same old deal, man. It's like we're just basically seeing the same thing happen every single week. And that is Deegan out front, Joe right there battling with him for a little bit. And then finally we got it, Tommy V, you know, siding a little bit.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was pretty surprised on Tom. I mean, he looked aggressive, like his starts were bad, but looked aggressive, got up there. But yeah, same kind of thing. Joe looks great, but is like half second off, or maybe not even that, like 2-3 tenths off every lap. And it ends up being 8, 9, 10 seconds at the end of the race.
One thing that I was kind of surprised on, and I know that Tom Vial is coming back from that injury at Millville, but like 50 seconds in Moto 1? I mean, bro, that's crazy.
Those 2 boys out front are definitely the guys. That's for sure. It's not like, and it's not even close, you know?
I can't believe how far off the rest of the field is. Especially Tom Vial, especially Levi Kitchen. And we'll get to Levi here in a second, but like, especially those boys, like how far off they are in each moto for the last 2 to 3 weeks. I know Tom Vial he missed Washougal, but even going back to weeks before that, right? It's crazy. And now another question. I have a question for you. So, Joe, would we see this dominant of a Joe if Deegan wasn't there? And now what I mean by that is, would he also put 50 seconds on Tom Vial, or would he ride to the competition of Tom Vial and just win?
I kind of feel like Joe, because it's Joe, I think we kind of would. Because I feel like Joe rides like in his element, wherever he's at, that's what he does. He doesn't, I mean, now he did push a little bit to catch up to Hayden, but like, or try to catch up to Hayden, but I feel like Joe, wherever he's at, his speed level, like that's just where he stays, regardless of what's happening behind him. He doesn't really get flustered if he gets passed. He doesn't really, you know, like he doesn't play the game that Hayden or Jett does, where he tries to keep the gap there, because I feel like it's just not the way he thinks, right? I mean, again, I don't know, I'm yapping, but like just from watching him through the years, it seems like Joe does Joe, period, right? Like he doesn't worry about anyone else. Joe does what Joe can. And I kind of think this is Joe's speed. And if Hayden wasn't there, he'd just be gapping everybody. I cannot wait for Joe on a 450 at Motocross Nations. I don't know. Joe, I'm becoming a big fan of Joe. I think he might be a problem. I think he might be really good in a 450.
Yeah, and Joe actually mentioned that in one of the press conferences in the previous rounds. I don't know which round it was, but he was like, I don't care what happens around me. I'm riding my own race, and I only care about me. And so that's a great point that you brought up. Like, maybe he wouldn't worry where Tom Viala is or what Hayden's doing, and he's just going to ride his race. He's going to put his laps down. And I think what's good about Joe, too, is like when he gets past, say, Deegan Moto 1, he gets past, he didn't let it phase him. Like, in a way, yes, he got gapped a little bit, but, like, he was still running those same lap times that he was prior to that, right? And Deegan just put down the hammer, and I think also lap traffic played a little factor and a couple laps in there. But, like, I think that's what's good about Joe. And hopefully next year we see this same Joe, like this late in that season Joe, all season long, because holy cow, he could win this championship a round early, just like Deegan next year, if he's putting on this performance.
He's been growing on me a lot. I really like him on the podium. I really like his little jokes, and he doesn't let anything bother him. And I was already a Joe fan, but I'm becoming even more of a Joe fan pretty much every week.
I think going into next year, I think everybody in the comments, can we all agree that he's the title favorite? At least outdoors?
Yeah. Outdoors for sure.
I would say outdoors for sure, right?
I think there's a couple people. There's specifically one person that I think of that's going to give him a hard time, but
100%. But like, I think he's I think he is the favorite going into next year.
Sure. Yeah, sure.
I even think he might be a favorite going into Supercross. And one of the coasts, whatever coast that he's on, I think he's like maybe the top favorite in one of their coasts. So
I agree. I mean, looking at the field, without Tom
and Deegan, hypothetically,
right?
In one of the coasts, right? And one of the coasts,
right? Without Tom, Deegs. I mean, I would normally say Kitchen, and I guess he is better at Soupy, but like, it's not really giving me too much hope. So I think, personally, I think the favorites going into Supercross is Cole and Joe.
Yeah, I would say that. And that's if Deegan's not racing 250, I would say. Right. Whatever coast is Deegan racing 250, then he's going to be a tip favorite, right? So,
or if he randomly moves up to a 450 before A1 and just happens to keep doing that.
I don't know. Going into our surprises here, and we're going to stay in the 250 class. And my surprise is Drew Adams.
Same.
I think that's really the only surprise, to be fair.
Yeah. I mean, Max Volan, pretty solid. But
Max Volan, 7th place. He went 7-8. Drew Adams went 8-5 for 5th overall. I think that's his best career finish ever. And the 5th is also his best career moto finish ever. He's very, very good. I like the other guys, top 4, Hayden, Joe, Tom, expected. Garrett Marchbanks in 4th. That's like, we all expect those. I would assume everybody would be like, that's the top 4, right? You would think Levi would be in that mix, but he's not.
Yeah. So, where did he even finish, bro? Oh, 14-4.
Yeah, he finished 8 overall. But let's go to the 450s, because I think there is a thing we got to talk about that is very important here, and that is Chase versus Jett. All right. Also, we haven't even talked about this yet, but big shout out to Hunter going 2-2 and winning his first ever overall. That's incredible. All right. I think it gets overshadowed because of what happened in the motos, especially in Moto 1.
Typical for Hunter. Everything he does that's wonderful just gets overshadowed by something else.
Yeah, it sucks. Hunter rode amazing. He went 2-2. Yeah, even in Moto 2, when he went down, he had to pass back Prado and RJ. Chase went down. He passed back Eli too. So amazing ride by Hunter Lawrence, dude. Even in Moto 1, I did not expect him to go after Tomac and pass Tomac and lead for two laps, I think it was. I know Tomac was sick, so that is a factor in that whole situation, but still, amazing ride by Hunter Lawrence. But now let's go back to what we really care about. And sorry, Hunter. That is Jett versus Chase, all right? And that Moto 1, Jett, obviously with the bad start, going all the way through the pack, getting behind Chase, and then Chase picking up his pace and going through those guys to get into second, third, and then that battle that we had for 2 laps. I mean, it was brewing all moto long, right? That might have been the best moto of them just going through the pack all season long.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, especially, it's cool. I mean, I saw some comments talking about Chase was dirty, and I don't think so. I don't I don't think any of that. Now, his little cross jump, I think, was an accident. I don't know if that's what they were talking about before Godzilla, right? Where he like, they kind of both crossed. You know what I mean? Like,
I think his line
each other.
just forced that per se.
Yeah. But as far as like Chase shutting the door on him like crazy, dude, I feel like the top guys don't do that enough. And like, I know there's a million reasons why maybe it doesn't make sense in the moment, but like, I feel like at some point I've lost a lot of like fight in the racing, you know? And it was nice to see Chase like really work for that to hold him off, right? And it worked. He broke him. And yeah, I don't know. It was really cool. Again, not a huge Chase fan, but I'm becoming a Chase fan. I'm starting to like this guy.
I really love that he didn't give up that position. He fought for it, and he didn't let Jett just go through him like Jett normally would, right? And that was, I think, the best thing out of the entire race. And now it forced him, like, he picked up his pace too. Like the last 3 laps to go get Hunter too. And I know Hunter had a little bike malfunction and he stalled it a little bit, but regardless, I mean, that battle is what we want to see every single weekend, right? And I want to see the fight. Like, I would want to see Jett close the door on Chase, you know, or Chase closing the door, Eli closing the door, Hunter closing the door. And as you mentioned, we don't see that a lot. And having them do that was just so sick. In the moment, bro, like, everybody, all of us were just yelling, hyping it up. It was going crazy. And I'm really hoping that we see more of that in the next 2 weeks. I'm really hoping, because I think that also gave Jett or Chase the confidence that, like, hey, I can beat Jett straight up. Like, yeah, he may have caught me, but I'm not going to let him go by, and I'm going to beat him. And now, second moto, we'll get into that. But second moto, I don't think he was even going to go try to do that. I think he would have probably gotten it a second and just took the overall, like similar to what he did at Washougal, right? But no, I'm really hoping that what happened at Washougal and what happened in Moto 1 has flipped that switch of Chase giving him the confidence that, like, Jett, I can beat Jett. I don't need to worry about Jett anymore. Like, I can beat him.
I'm surprised. Like, Jett was pretty much just dominating everyone, and Chase has really showed up. You know, I mean, obviously Redbud, he was meh, but kind of expected him to be meh. It was his first race back. But ever since then, like, Chase has really showed up. And I think, I don't know, looking at SMX, you know, the finals, Chase is in a really good spot. And I think if he's got that fight in him, like, I don't know, man, Jett might get dethroned.
And now with SMX coming up, do you think what happened in Moto 2 is going to, what's the right word? Hinder? I wouldn't say hinder, like, give him some lack of confidence maybe going into that? Like, what I've seen online and what people are commenting, it looks like maybe the bike, like, I'm going to say broke, but it's not the right term, but like broke before he went off the single. We don't know. I don't think anybody's actually stated what happened yet, whether like KTM or anything, but that's what it looked like because the front wheel locked up in the air. So maybe it locked up prior and he couldn't really do anything about it. Also, he's freaking tough, bro. Landing on how he did with his leg, I'm amazed he didn't hurt his knee, his ankle, like broke a freaking tib fib. Like, how did he like not get hurt there? Like, I don't know. It was very, very interesting to see that. But do you think it gives him a little lack of confidence?
I don't know. I mean, I kind of think it was a freak thing. I was, you know, watching it back, talking to some people, and I think the most likely thing, I mean, again, we're, like you said, nobody's really talked about. I did see Ian, right, from KTM talked about how it wasn't a bike thing. But when his front tire hits the ground, it's already locked, right? Like, that's why he shot off so weird. Because I think if that front tire would have rolled, I still think he would have gone down. Like, he was like going down, but the way he like shot off the side of the bike is because it stopped, you know, when it hit the ground. Like, his body wasn't prepared for the bike to just stop. It was, why would you be? So I think, again, my yapping knowledge here, when he went into the bottom of that, like the G out of the single, I bet it bent his rotor or something right there. Or like when it went in, there was a rock, you know, like at the bottom of the rut, or something got stuck in, you know, between. I mean, but like, I mean, it had to be pretty bad though, right? To like literally just lock the front tire up on an impact like that, you know? Like I feel like it'd have to be a pretty bent, but then he was able to roll for a while. So like I was thinking like if the rotor was like really bent, but he was able to roll for a while. So who knows what it was, but that was my thought. That's the only place that made sense, because that would make sense why, because everyone was like, oh, well, if it locked up before, he would have just won OTB. Well, not if he was going uphill, right? Like if he, as soon as he hit, if it locked there and his momentum was going uphill, he wouldn't have gone OTB just because the hill was right there. And that would have made him like, you know, like you hit the G out, you hit the bars forward, you can tell that you're not going fast, and you grab a handful of throttle, and then it like loops out sideways. Like that in my head makes a lot of sense, like that turn of events. And then when he lands, I don't know. But to answer your question, I don't really think that necessarily, I don't know. If it were me, I don't think I would be less confident. Like if anything, I'd be like, well, if that wouldn't have happened, I was probably winning that overall. I mean, I'd be pissed off at the team, maybe, or I would just be pissed off in general. Like maybe it was an actual bike problem and not just something that happened. But no, I don't think so.
All right. Well, I hope he doesn't, because from what we've seen the last 2 weeks, he's been riding so good, or the last 2 rounds, I should say, and he's been riding so good, and I want to see him continue with that. But yeah, I mean, continue on with like a little bit of letdowns, because kind of that was a letdown in Moto 2 for sure, right? Mine was Moto 1. Another one was Moto 1 Tomac pulling whole shot, leading, and then fading to, I believe it was sixth. I, in the moment, made a story on Instagram, and I said, yeah, what the hell happened with Tomac, man? I didn't know he was sick. And so when I said that, I didn't know he was sick, and so I kind of feel bad that I posted that. He even said in the press conference he doesn't even know how he got third because of how bad he felt. So all in all, original was my letdown with Tomac. But overall, I mean, he did pretty good to get third place overall being sick, especially how hot it was.
I was pretty upset too. Like, come on, dude. That was like, you can't do that, right? Like, you got to at least fight down. But then, like you said, at the end, after Moto 2, when he was on the podium, when he said, you know, he's not well physically, dude, he looked cooked. Like, just white, you know, white as a sheet, just terrible. So, I don't know. I guess that's okay, I guess. Yeah. I mean, of course it's okay. We're just yapping. But I guess, I don't know. I want to do good so bad, you know?
Yeah, we talked about this a little bit in our pod. Is his season been disappointing? And I mean, before I knew that he was sick, I was going to like, well, that's another reason why his season's disappointing, you know, fading so bad. But I completely understand how now, like after the fact, right? But yeah, I mean, and then also another letdown is what we talked about earlier with Chase. I mean, I think personally, bro, if he doesn't make that mistake, he's going to second. Like I don't think he catches Jett. I don't. But he's getting second. And he's not even, like, when that happened, too, it's crazy because Hunter crashed. Like, Hunter crashed, and then he was going to win the overall in that spot right there because Hunter. And then he goes down. The sequence of events that happen right there is just unexplainable, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't think anyone was beating Jett. He was too pissed off to lose. You know what I mean? Like, Jett was going to win just out of sheer rage. But Chase was going to win the overall. Not even, like, yeah. Hunter wasn't catching him after that. Not a chance.
No, not at all. And it really makes me think that, like, I don't know. I think I posted this on TikTok, like the whole clip or whatever. I'm like, Chase done with KTM? I mean, I feel personally he's got to be frustrated that that's happening to him, you know?
I mean, again, we'll never know if it was like a KTM issue. But I feel like it had to be just a freak thing, right? I mean, but he has so many freak things. You know what I mean? Like, he is like the freak guy. But Yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel like it was just wrong place, wrong time kind of thing.
But then going into the 250 class letdowns, I think we can all agree. Levi, Kitchen, going 14-4. And the weird part about that too was like, he moved up in Moto 1. And then he tipped over. And then he went way back. And so, yes, the weather played probably a huge factor after crashing and like just losing all that energy and stuff. But man, it's just another, like, Ironman has got to be his worst track ever, bro. Like, ever. Like, go back to his results. We talked about this in the predictions, bro. And it was another horrible weekend at Ironman for him.
I mean, I have a few people that I was a little, I don't know, let down is a hard word, but one would be Austin Faulkner, 11:10. Now, this is great news that this is a letdown, considering the rest of the year, right? Like, I'm only let down because of 5.5. So this is great. So not that bad. Obviously, I'm super sad for PB. That was like probably the worst moto of his life. That first moto, just so many things going wrong, right?
I heard that he got cross jump and that's what caused the injury. I don't know from who, but that's what I heard.
Like, terrible start, down on the first lap, basically last, then crossed. Terrible day.
I'm assuming it's a shoulder too. It looked like on the broadcast he couldn't move his arm like up. So I'm assuming shoulder, could be a collarbone. Don't know 100% yet. So hopefully he gets up and like he has a speedy recovery. Yeah.
Jalik, what happened to Jalik in Moto 2?
That I don't know. I just saw it and he got 39. So he went 10:39. So maybe a bike problem, maybe.
Yeah. Because I don't think they talked about him crashing or anything.
No.
And then Dax going 29-24.
Yeah. I mean, what happened in Moto 1? Because he was up there. Did he go down?
I think he did go down.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Mosman went down. So, like, honestly, other than Hayden, Star had a terrible day. Horrible day. And
I mean, there's no other Star guy in top 10. The next guy's Nate Thrasher went 13-11. And then the next guy after that is Mosman, 18. He went 12-40th.
So the whole Star team was sad. Not a great day, other than Hayden.
All right, so moving into best rides. And let's say in the 250 class, we talked about him a little bit in the surprise segment, and it's got to be Drew Adams. I mean, one, they didn't really show any broadcasts on him. Maybe in Moto 2 when I wasn't paying attention, but I don't remember seeing much.
Not a frame, brother.
He went 8.5 for 5th overall. Very impressive. Rode amazing. I'm expecting him to back that up at Unadilla. Honestly, I don't know if he's ever been to Unadilla, but he's mentioned in the past that he's raced Ironman multiple times, so he's kind of comfortable with it. But still, great performance. I'm going to also say Mikel Harp, Max Volan, like those three guys.
I was just going to say, can we just get a, like, best ride of the year on Harp? Can we just stay? That's all. I'm just going to keep saying that. Hopefully someone sees this. Just stay. Please don't leave. I like, somebody said on the broadcast, put him on a 450. I like that.
No, I think he's a title contender 250.
True.
And I mentioned this on the watch party. I think I mentioned this in our like one of these videos, dude. Like, I think with Triumph having a lot of guys, he doesn't need to race Supercross, in my opinion. He can do some GPs and then just do outdoors. That's my opinion. And then SMX, because it's not full on Supercross. I think that would be a good program for him. And then I also want to give a shout out to Parker Ross. All right. He went 19. He had he went over the bars, and I think he messed up his bike. That's what he was saying to Weege, or one of the interviews that I was in. And I think that was Lux Turner that collided with someone. But he went down. He went 19, and then second moto backed it up with a 7th place for Parker Ross. That's so freaking good. He got 13th overall, which is one spot off of my freaking prediction. You couldn't just do one spot better in the freaking first moto, dude. But yeah, so shout out to Parker Ross. And then jumping into 450s, I think there's only one guy. There's only one guy, and we both have to agree. That is DF, and that is Dylan.
Yeah? But he's barking.
I mean, he came off the couch and got 7th.
Yeah, okay. We do have to give credit to RJ.
Oh, yes, RJ, second place. I wasn't even thinking about that, like, because I always think he has the best ride because he's top 4 this year, right? So
WRJ and DF is pretty, off the couch with a croissant.
I mean,
crazy.
Also shout out to Hunter, as we mentioned off the top. I mean, like, 2-2 for first overall. That's a great ride too. All right, first career ever win. RJ, amazing. One guy that we didn't even, dude, I swear to you, in Moto 1, I didn't even know he was in like third or fourth, and that's Justin Cooper. I didn't even know he was there because they didn't bring him up, and like they never showed him. And then when Chase and Jett got to him, I'm like, wait, Cooper's in fourth, and like had no idea.
Also, you had a prediction of Jorge Prado on the podium, and he did get fifth, which I think is a huge surprise. And to the comments in that video, everyone was like, yeah, but he's cookies can get 20th. I mean, hey, if I were you, I would take that. I mean, you don't get a point for it, but I would take that as a win. You know what I'm saying? Like
that is a win, bro.
It's pretty
he
incredible. He
almost got third in Moto 1 because of the Jett situation, because he finished fifth in Moto 1, and Jay Coop was right there, you know. And dude, I was rooting so hard for Prado. I guess he found something with the bike, and he said he's going to be good. He was good this past weekend, and then he's going to be even better for next weekend. And so maybe a little podium action.
Watch him win. Just body everybody one race. That'd be crazy.
That'd be nuts, bro. Yeah, I'd be like, yeah, I'm on Jorge's side this whole year, baby. I didn't make any of those videos.
Jorge's my goat, baby.
But yeah, shout out to those guys that we mentioned. Some privateer efforts that we got to talk about here, though, for just a tiny second. Which is 11th through 16th. 11th through, I would say, 17th, which was Cody Shock 11th. Valentin Gio 12th. Harry Koulos, Mitchell Harrison, Lorenzo, and Henry, and Marshall Welton. All those guys, amazing job. Really, really good job. And then your boy Shane came back, got 19th.
Yeah, his post said he got his teeth kicked in. That's what he said on Instagram. So
I mean,
but he did just like jump back in.
Yeah, most humid, hot races of the year. I mean, that's got to be tough.
I know this isn't a predictions video, but quick thoughts on Kenny at Dilla.
He's really good at Dilla, bro, and
he is really good at Dilla.
I think it's top 7. I mean, like if I'm looking at these results and I'm looking at 450s, I mean, let's go down the list here. Hunter, he's not beating. RJ, he's not beating. Tomac, he's not beating. Jett, he's not beating. Chase, he's not beating. And then we go down to the other guys, Jay Coop, Jorge Prado. I mean, DF.
I'm gonna keep it a stack, brother.
I think he's there, like 9th.
I'm gonna keep it a stack. Any other person? Dude, it's Kenny though. I think Kenny's so good at coming off the couch and being competitive, like better than anyone else ever, in my opinion.
That is true. I can see him getting a top 5.
I think he could get a podium. Low-key.
A podium?
I think so.
No way.
I'm telling you, Ken Roxon off the couch at Dilla.
What are they going to freaking dock Jett and Hunter a lap for hitting like the track markers or something?
You know like that's Ken Roxon, bro. That's my goat.
Oh, geez. Yeah, let us know how you guys think he's going to do.
I mean, he could definitely beat Tomac. 100%.
If Tomac's freaking sicker than a dog.
Which he is. And Hunter did just win, but sometimes he's kind of mid. I don't think he's beating Chase or Jett, though. I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy work.
Yeah, dude. I don't know what you're smoking, brother.
Predictions video is gonna go crazy. Ken Roxon P1 1-1.
But yeah, that was Ironman, man. Obviously, you guys have probably already like listened to a lot of different guys talk about the penalty. Just giving you guys our thoughts. It's bogus. I'm really hoping that Chase bounce backs after that freaking crash and comes out swinging again at Unadilla. And then, yeah, 250s. Do you think Deegs wraps up the championship next week or this week? He's what, 51 points up now because he won both motos. So he just has to wash them and he wins.
Unadilla is a very sendy track, and I think it fits him. It's really fast and like wide open, a lot of big sends. You know, like finish line, you can just send the flat, sky shot. There's a lot of like Deegan-esque stuff on Dilla, and I don't think he's gonna have any comp.
Yeah, I think he wraps it up too. I think he goes 1-1, wraps up the chip, and then goes out on a 450 at Buds. So I'm gonna bank on that. And then I think, don't quote me on this, but I think Jett's up 44 points going into the weekend. I I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure he's up 44. It's 412 to 365, 47. So he could wrap up the championship up this weekend as well. He just needs to beat Hunter by 51 points, or 50 points because he has more wins, right? So, I mean, we might see 2 championships this weekend, which is going to be pretty interesting. But yeah, so with all that being said, be on the lookout for our predictions this week. That's going to go out on Thursday as normal. We got MXGP this weekend. We're going to do a predictions video, and then we'll do a little review video after the races as well. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, so with all that being said, thank you guys so much for all the love on all of our videos that we've been posting, all the shorts and everything. Make sure you guys go check out Doc's channel. He just posted a brand new video last week that is freaking spectacular. So go check that shit out. Yeah, with that being said, thank you guys so much for all the love, and we'll be back with the predictions. We're out. Peace.